And the moment we have been waiting for is finally here. I have with me Mercy, and she's such a breath of fresh air. I mean, she's looking bright also, like me. And I'm so happy because we are going to be having such a profound and beautiful conversation. She will be sharing with us her journey with Bell Palsy. But even from when she got in here, I could tell she has a testimony. I could tell that the Lord has been good to her. So it's going to be very insightful. And I just want you to remember that we are live on YouTube. So you can definitely share that link with a friend or someone you feel may really benefit from this conversation. So welcome. Let's tag along even as we do this segment we call One Day at a Time. Karibu sana Mercy.
Thank you very much.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Yes, I'm doing very well.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to God too.
All right. Beautiful. And maybe you can just give us a brief introduction of who Mercy is.
Oh, Mercy, I'm a lady, of course. I turn about, I'll be 53 in about 2 weeks.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow, you look very good.
Yes, I'm married.
Yes.
And I have 2 lovely grown-up children. I have a 29 and a 27. And that's who Mercy is, and I'm a business lady. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but notice your, is it bangle? Written never alone. And there's a verse there. Please tell us about that.
Yeah, it's Deuteronomy 31:6.
Yeah.
It's never alone, meaning that I'm never alone. God is always with me wherever I go, in whatever I do.
Yeah.
I'm never alone. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really powerful. And to have that on your hand, walking with it every time,
Yes.
being reminded.
Yeah.
And even as we continue with your story, I believe we will even get to understand why that means a lot to you.
Yes.
Knowing that indeed you're never alone. So let's get down to even understanding what is Bell Palsy in your experience and what you've gone through.
Okay. Bell's palsy is a paralysis of the face. If you wish, you can call it facial disability. Is a drooping of one side of the face.
Yeah.
And causes are many. It could be a viral infection, maybe too much cold. But for mine was a damaged nerve following a head surgery. But the doctor had prepared me that I may get it for a short time. Unfortunately, the nerve completely got damaged. Yeah, actually 2 nerves.
Wow.
The facial nerve. Yeah.
All right. And when did you go through this? At what age did this happen?
Okay, if I go back, when I was about 16 years, I remember one day I woke up and as I preparing to go to school, I remember I was in Form 3. And I was brushing. When I tried brushing, all the water was coming off from one side. And I thought maybe because I had had a very, very bad cold, and I had the kapimple, you know that kapimple for that cold.
Yeah.
So, home remedy. It took 2 days, 3 days. Then my mom said, Apana, I don't look very well. So they took me to hospital. But those days, technology is not as it is now.
Yes.
And I was told that I have a deficiency of vitamins. So for about 2 years, I did physio. And it kind of went back. You couldn't tell. But in 2009, when I went through my first head surgery, when I woke up from the surgery and the drooping came back, the paralysis, is not when the neurosurgeon told me, when they took me on the operating table, they realized that I'm not so aligned. My face was not very well aligned. Though as much as they were not expecting the paralysis to be as it is now, since then it has not gone back. But I can say it has been improving day in, day out. It's not as bad as it was 2009, about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And
So, facial paralysis, other than what you see, it affects a lot, even the throat. As when you swallow, one side the food swallows normally. The other side is low. Sometimes you choke. The eye doesn't close. If you look very keenly on my left eye, they had to make it small so that at least it can close at night, because it's one side. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my. And even after getting now this diagnosis and realization, how was life after that? How did you take in the news?
When the paralysis came, because I remember I was still in hospital, and the nurse is the one who told me whether I'm feeling anything on the left. By touching, she told me I am feeling. Actually, what happens, people think that because you have paralysis, you feel nothing. Actually, it's more sensitive. What happens when you have when you have a facial nerve that is completely damaged, the muscle becomes stronger. So if you happen to slap me on this side, the pain will be more than this side.
Yeah.
When the sun is hot, it's hotter on one side. When the cold is too cold, it's colder on one side. So I was just told that you do physio. I did physio for 6 years, faithfully, but nothing. Until now, they had to look for a way of making it, you have to live with it. We have to look for a way for you to manage the pain and to manage just your condition. So, when a doctor tells you we have done everything, so you just leave it. You just say, God, I hope one day I'll wake up and I'm healed. Yeah.
Wow. And what about the stigma that I'm thinking definitely may have come by? Did you experience that, and how was it navigating through that?
Well, I went through stigma. Although I can say nowadays doesn't bother me much.
Yeah.
Because mercy, the first thing you get to know about mercy is from the face. Mercy, the face tells me this is mercy, this is so and so. I went through stigma quite a lot. And to some extent, I also felt I had also withdrawn. Because, at least nowadays when my mouth is shut, you can't really tell I have the palsy. Then, even when my mouth was shut, you could tell. And you could also tell that this eye is always wide open. And stigma, I went through it. Sometimes you don't really like to remember what you've gone through, but one thing I know, I couldn't take photos. You invite me for a function, I don't come, because I don't want to feel that you've offered me something to eat, and I'm scared of taking that soda or that meal because I'm scared of choking. I don't know whether I'll choke that day, because I don't know, because one side is lower than the other side. You may not choke. I don't want to laugh because I don't want all heads to turn. In the earlier days, my pronunciation of some words was really, really bad because of the palsy. So you keep asking, so I felt that I had withdrawn quite a lot until it reached a point and I said, it's all about me. It's all about me and the things that I love to do. And considering I also here with one side. So you can imagine her Bell palsy. You're scared of eating. You can't be in a group and have conversation because I struggle to hear. That I still struggle to hear. But with time, you get over it, but not at 100%.
Sure.
Yeah, because something will come along the way and remind you. Yeah.
Wow, then it's been quite a journey, because you've mentioned it's been a good number of years actually.
Yeah.
And this show is all about one day at a time.
Yeah.
So maybe you can tell us how you've been able to take it one day at a time, even in those moments when you feel low. How do you get yourself back up and keep moving?
So what I decided after some time, let me even say that at the very, very beginning, I had even a problem with balance, walking, and even driving, because You know, our body, there's a way God has created our bodies to be.
Yeah.
They are so in sync with each other. So I would drive in, I would want to go this way, but I end up going this way. I would take a cup of tea, but I would keep holding the cup even after I am done. Because this is the table, but it will end up on the floor. So for a long time, I suffered all that, the withdrawal part. But one day I decided, really, am I going to live like this? Will I just shut myself in the house? My kids are grown. That time they were in high school. My husband goes to work, and most of the time I'm home alone. I decided, that's how people go into depression. I decided, no, it's time for me to rise up and look for something that makes me happy. And that's when I went into business. I started small, with small. I'm not saying I'm big, but at least now I am able to, I have actually a shop that I spend my whole day there. Now, when I started this shop, I'm the only one that don't have employees, and somebody would come in, walk in, and the first thing you see, I would want this and that, and when you open your mouth, you could see the shock. But with time, I think I got used to it. Others ask, others assume, others feel pity. But really, I think I have outgrown that. Then I decided I love photos. I had stopped taking photos completely. I think everywhere I go, I have to take a photo because that's something that I love. And sometimes even my family feels it's a nuisance, but I tell them, I love photos. My mom was a photographer, so somebody has to take at least a talent from a parent. Let me take my mom's talent. So really, it has been that way. There are days that are really bad, like during June, July, when it's very, very cold, but I still push myself. Because with Bell Palsy, somebody thinks because you have paralysis, you have no pain. Me, I have pain 24/7. It's a nerve issue. For all those people who know, nerves are painful. You do a painkiller daily. Not one, not two, sometimes even up to 4 times a day. You have to take each and every day at a time. And I have come to realize when my family sees that that particular day mom didn't go to work, the pain is too much. But I take each and every day at a time. Yes. Yeah.
Wow, that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, have you had a support system to work with you, or also maybe tell us how your family has played part in being that support system for you as well?
If I can start with my family, especially my nuclear family, that's my husband and my children.
Yeah.
I can tell you, we like to make fun at home. And the other time my daughter was telling, the only thing that he hasn't become is a mitishamba. He has Googled everything that can help mom.
Yeah.
Everything, even trying to look for a bandage to make me warm at night when I sleep. Especially when the eye couldn't close. Looking for elastoplast, we have tried everything. And my children too. So anything that, Mom, I read, if you do this, it is going to improve. If you do this, so my family has been there, and even my sisters and my brothers have been there for me. And I've also have friends who have also, especially the ones who knew me when I was well, they are very, very supportive, because I have people who have met me when I'm like this. They have really, really been supportive because they know the journey. But I can tell you, Bell Palsy, it's painful. You only learn how to cope with the pain. And that's it. But when the pain is too much, you swell. You can feel I usually feel the swelling, you can even tell, and the tightness of the eye. Then the ear, you feel like, can I use the word like a whistle? Some noise.
Wow. But then, you mentioning that aspect of having a support system, I mean, I'm just so encouraged because I believe it makes a whole lot of difference. And even as you have received that amazing support from your family, have there been people maybe outside of your family or maybe acquaintances, people you have dealt with that were not so kind to you, and how did you handle that?
Well, unkind people are there. They are there. But what I decided, there are even people who believe that just by coming close, you'll make them sick. There are others who believe maybe you did something and then the Lord decided just to teach you a lesson. You hear all manner of things. Kind people who are unkind are there. And there are many. And they are not children, they are grown-ups. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But what I decided is, I realized that every day you'll get hurt. Probably from that conductor, that Aziboda Matatu, or that supermarket. Because, we live among people and we deal with people every day.
That's true.
I decided that, it was actually a prayer item. I decided that that the Lord to give me that spirit of discernment, that I see the energy you are coming with. By the time you are reaching where I am, you just find a wall. Because I realize you can make enemies, you can hate people, you can always be unhappy. But I can tell you, unkind people are there, and there are very many. Stigma is real.
Yeah.
And it is so real. I don't know that it is lack of knowledge. I don't know. It's not. I can't explain. But stigma is real. Unfortunately, you even miss opportunities because of stigma. Yeah, I have lost many opportunities because of that.
Yeah.
By the time I decided to go into biashara, I had lost opportunities because of stigma. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you've mentioned actually some of the myths and misconceptions. I don't know if there's any other that maybe you have encountered, any myths and misconceptions about Bell palsy.
Okay, many people think that Bell palsy comes from a stroke. It's not necessarily. You see, the first time I ever got Bell palsy was when I was 16. It was a viral, I assume it was a viral infection. Mine is from a complete damaged nerve because I had a tumor that had originated from the nerves.
Right.
It was a very, very rare tumor, extremely rare, and it was a nerve tumor.
Yeah.
And so if it is a viral infection, more often than not, it heals. Because there is no real medication for nerves. I think it's only vitamins. You can only feed it.
Yes.
With the B12. Then there are those ones who get it from maybe an accident or maybe from a dental issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, but no, mine was from a head surgery. Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
sometimes there can be these misconceptions that are not even true.
Yeah.
And that can even, be bad because now people have a certain perspective that isn't even true about someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we are moving on very well, and I'm so happy that even you decided to share this testimony with us. I don't know, is this the first time you're talking about it, or have you talked about it in other platforms?
Actually, on TV, this is the first time.
Oh, really?
But I did.
Okay.
I did a YouTube.
Yes.
With a celeb, Rhoda Kidula, with a friend of mine, and that's in fact when I met this friend. We are neighbors at work. Yeah? She also had Bell palsy, but hers has gone back. And from her is when I realized that it can also be genetic. Yes, because she had it and her sister had it.
Wow. Wow.
When I look back, at one point my mom had it. So I think it can be a family thing, although we are told that we bind those things that You know,
Exactly.
yeah, we kind of pray against them, but I came to realize it can be genetic. It can be a family thing. Yeah, but it's something that you don't want to wish it for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very much interesting. And I mean, I'm just so glad to also know that you've, received support in moments that you needed it, having a family and all that, I believe is important. And maybe someone is watching us this morning and they have probably isolated themselves, not really opened up the doors for other people to come in and help them. Would you say that having a support system is essential, even for those who could be dealing with Bell palsy or just any other kinds of paralysis?
Personally, I would say support system is very, very necessary. When I got Bell palsy, I didn't know of anybody. But as time has gone by, people have approached me. Oh, my sister, my friend, my mom, my aunt. So we have never really met. We only have just an online thing with a few ladies. Unfortunately, I am the oldest. Them, they are very young. You can imagine a young person with Bell palsy, a young lady especially with Bell palsy. They wouldn't really want to come out in public. I even know of one particular lady who is always in a mask permanently. So I think a support system is very, very important because you get to learn remedies from each other.
Right.
How do I cope when it is too cold? How do I cope when it is too hot? Like even tea, you have to cool a bit. You can't take it when it is very, very hot because you are not balanced. One side it will be too hot, one side it will be warm. That too, even food. So I think a support system is very, very, very important.
Yeah.
Because if I had known somebody earlier, I would have come out earlier.
Yeah.
I can tell you I used to be in the house throughout, permanently. Church, I would shoot out like a bullet, when the service is ending. I don't want to meet with anybody on the way. Supermarket, the same way. I would say, you come in, I pick a corner, because I really don't, I had not accepted myself, hoping that tomorrow I'll wake up when I'm well. But when I realized after doing physio for 6 years,
wow, it's a long time.
Yeah, no much improvement.
Yeah.
I even bought the machine to be doing it at home. I just said, you know what, Lord, at your own time. Yeah, but I'm not going to put myself in this misery of Bell palsy. No. In fact, I like saying, if I find a nice dress, I'll buy and make myself feel good. If I want to treat myself, I will do it. Because I know what it means to feel like you're not worth of even going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's such a beautiful attitude to have right there, because now that helps you to move through it with confidence, irregardless of the condition that you have. And I believe that is what somebody who is watching this morning, who has been struggling to accept themselves, needs to hear. But right about now, we are going to take a short break. Even as we take a breather, sip some water, and then when we come back, we still have more. Remember, we are having Mercy, who is telling us on her journey with Bell palsy. This interview is also on YouTube, so be sure to follow through and also share the link with a friend you feel may benefit from this conversation. We'll see you in a bit.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
The Asian community in Kenya has been nationally recognized as the 44th tribe of the people of this great nation.
For me, God is real in Christianity. I talk to Him, He talks to me. I fail, He forgives me.
When I first read the first book of Genesis, it gave me an orderly sense of accounts of creation. Day 1 is what He does. Day 2, He creates this. Day 3.
Every third Thursday of the month, we bring you Asia Testify,
where we will be listening to life-transforming stories of Asian believers who have walked with the Lord. Only here on Hope TV. Look and live.
Rafiki soul is the promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki msoul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Hope TV presents News on the Go. Every day at 4 p.m. for all the breaking news and news making headlines. Hope TV, look and live.
Thank you for choosing Hope TV, the channel that brings you hope, entertainment, and inspiration. We value you and would like to serve you better. Talk to us by scanning this QR code on your screen or go to our social media page at Hope TV Kenya and click on the survey link by the name Hope TV Survey. It will just take a few minutes but means the world to us. We value your feedback. Hope TV, look and live.
Beautiful. We are back, and of course we still have more for you, but Mercy was just telling me about an interesting story. You know, hapa tuko Sitam, and she's she's related to quite a number of us. She has been a Sitamite. That's how we call us. But maybe you can tell us about that. So like, just actually in that is just to show us more of the other passions that you've had even in singing.
if there's something that I really love is Sunday school.
Wow.
I taught Sunday school at Sitam Woodley from when it was a tent up to the time I fell sick.
Wow.
Yeah, when I went for the head surgery, I stayed home for quite a bit. It was a bit of a challenge going back. You know, trying to accept yourself and going back.
Yeah.
And so, but I by the time I was falling sick. I was teaching discipleship, ages 12. Yes, Sunday school. So, if there is anything I've loved, is Sunday school. I don't think there was a DVBS I never took part. Yeah, then we moved to Thika Road. Challenge was still there. But I believe I still love children because where I have my biashara, anybody who knows, kids come from school, they come to say hi to Auntie Mercy.
Wow.
And I feel good. Others bring me birthday cakes because I didn't go for their birthdays. So I love children. If there's anything that I have loved, is the children ministry. And people in Sitam Woodley are the ones who can tell you how I looked before and how I look now. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they know the two masses.
Yes.
Yes. So I love children ministry. I'm not so much involved in ministry now. Maybe visitation a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a beautiful passion to have there. Amazing. And I would love to just read some of the comments that are coming in, the people that are following through with the program. We have Jams here saying, good to see you, my friend Mercy. May the good Lord continue doing you well. Anne Kotikot saying, Mercy, you're a strong woman. And also we have Joski Shams, who had asked a question that we actually did cover. He was asking about, is there a relationship between Bell palsy and stroke? And this is Joski Shams, and definitely we did have quite a lengthy conversation on the same. And let me see, yes, and more people just tuning in and saying that they are really, really enjoying the show. So thank you so much for all our amazing viewers, people who are following up with the program. I truly, truly appreciate that. And also there's a question I'd love to ask. What would you say you have learned from your experience with Bell palsy? Maybe life lessons that you have been able to grab along the way.
Number one, what I've learned, other than the instructions you get from a doctor or a physiotherapy, I think you have to get your own mechanism of surviving. Balancing, you have to look for a way of balancing. About the food I mentioned earlier, you wait for your food to get a bit warm so that you have the balance. One side it's hot, one side it's not too hot. Swallowing, you get a mechanism, because those are things that even a physiotherapist may not really teach you because probably they have not experienced. You have to get a mechanism of learning how to deal with that.
Yes.
About the eye, when I sleep, I do this. Of course, I'm making it tears. I have to buy tears to lubricate the eye now and then. You have to find a way of, let me just say, you have to find a way of living comfortably to the best of your ability. I remember a long, long time ago, somebody asked me whether I was a Muslim, because I used to tie my face all the time, simply because the balancing of the cold and the heat was not there.
Right.
So I had to look for a way of trying to balance. But you see, now I am able. I can, when it is very, very hot, when it's very, very cold, I always have a scarf or a hat.
Yeah.
Then the other thing is, I lost my left hearing. You also have to be able to, let me give an example of a church. For me, I sit in one spot, not because I really want to. Simply because that is the spot I realize I am able to hear.
Yeah.
And it's, the speakers are there, everything is loud. but it is loud, but I can't tell what is. I can't be able to repeat what is being said from the speakers. So you have to find a way that if I sit here, this particular speaker will speak directly to this ear. Even, and if the speaker, the positioning is changed a bit, you get a challenge. Sometimes the preacher will preach there, you miss words, you even miss a song, you even miss an announcement, and imagine it is loud. Because when you are created with both ears, what I've come to realize, when you are created with both ears and you grew up with both ears, then you lose one. You have to learn how to deal with that particular one.
Yeah.
And another thing also, I can't tell sound. People who think I'm a snob, you will call me. I look around because I can't tell where the sound is coming from. So I always tell people that if you call me and it looks like I'm ignoring you, just tap me. Then I'll know the sound is coming from that direction. I have also learned to try and pronounce words well. Probably go slow.
Yeah.
A long time ago, I was a very fast speaker. Nowadays, I have to go slow so that you can get each and every word that I'm saying. The other thing is also salon. When they are doing your hair, this side, extremely painful.
Oof.
This other side is just the kawaida braiding pain.
Yeah.
That is what Bell Palsy does to you. But many people just see the physical, but they don't know the internal challenges.
Yeah.
And I wish everybody would understand, other than the physical, there is that internal thing that you don't see. The internal struggles, the internal pain.
Yeah.
And even probably I've not accepted myself. You never know. So before you ask that question, try and rephrase it in the most polite way. I don't know whether there's a polite way of doing, but just try and phrase it in a very polite way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And coming down to even more questions, and I think the one thing I would also love to know is the kind of progress that you've made, because you did mention earlier on that, where you are now is not where you were before. So what are some of the things that over the years or over time have actually improved, that you've noticed changes? What are you able to do now maybe that you weren't able to do before?
The balance, I think it's there.
Yeah.
My teeth stopped cracking on the left because the jaw had become crooked. It's like a car engine. One tumor is not working, it spoils another tumor. You deon, you hear.
Oh.
Then the next, actually this side, it's like I have like maybe 1 or 2 teeth on the lower jaw. They tried to align it, but you see there's still a problem.
Yeah.
So the cracking of the teeth stopped. They would really crack because they would lose. I don't know how to explain. It would come. The jaw was crooked, so that has stopped. I was so scared of yawning and sneezing because of that balance. I don't lubricate my eye as much, though I do, because they're making it tears. I now know what works for my hair, for my head. I want to go for those small braids.
Yeah.
I know how to sip my tea.
Yes.
And I even got confidence of entering into a pool, though the water can't go beyond the neck.
Yeah.
Because of the ear, the left ear, they made it's artificial. So I have to protect it from water.
Right.
So I can say there are a lot of improvement, but most of it,
yes,
it has to come from within yourself.
Yeah. That's good.
It has to come from within yourself. Yeah.
Wow. And how would you encourage someone who is maybe watching us this morning? They've been diagnosed with a chronic illness, or maybe just a paralysis has happened to them. What would you tell them, even from your own experience and story?
Okay, from my own experience,
Yeah.
number one, I love saying it loudly. I love myself.
Wow.
I love myself, yani to the fullness,
Yeah.
with no doubt. And, you know, sometimes if you don't love yourself, it's also hard for somebody else to love you. And it's also very hard for you to even love somebody else, because you can't give what you don't have.
That's true.
I have learned to love myself in those very, very tough days. I try to look for things that will make me happy. If I'm not able to wake up at 7, I'll wake up at 9 or 10. Because that is what the body wants me to do. Probably I didn't sleep the whole night. I try as much as possible to even watch what I eat. I try. I'm not yet there.
I can relate. It's okay.
I'm really trying.
Yes.
Yes, and more to it, I just focus on God and what He wants me to fulfill as much as I am on this earth. Because there's always a purpose for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them days, I taught Sunday school. Today, maybe I'll have to encourage somebody else. Because I always say that even my shop has become a shop of people bringing me issues. And I can go home and tell Shiro, today I didn't make any sale. Today Shiro is my daughter. Learn me Shiro counseling. You know, not in bad taste, but I feel that I have people who tell me things. They have confidence in me.
Wow.
And that can be a daily thing, a whole week.
Yes.
Today is this one, today is the other one, that way. So I always pray to God and tell Him, may I fulfill my purpose as long as I live on this earth, with or without the Bell Palsy. Because I think even the enemy has that trick of saying, anyway, by them as you don't even look good. Even if you dress how, even if you spoke all the English in the world, you still have the Bell Palsy. I decided to shut that completely off.
Yes.
The only thing that reminds me about the Bell Palsy is the pain when it is too much. Yeah.
Wow, what a beautiful outlook. And you're looking beautiful also.
Thank you.
Yes, and maybe what would you say to those people who now are not very kind? You know, from the experience that you've had and from what you have seen, what would be that piece of advice that you can actually give to them?
You know, sometimes I feel like some people are unkind because of who they are in the heart.
Yeah.
Because even if I went to see somebody in hospital and I would see they are not doing very well, I would still encourage them.
That's true.
Yeah, I won't show them that you are almost going. And kindness is a virtue that comes from God. And people who stigmatize others, I have come to realize they have a problem within themselves. Because why would I want to be unkind? You know, I have small kids. There's a particular boy I love to mention. His name is Joshua. He's not a bit big. He keeps telling me, Auntie Mercy, I prayed for you. One day you'll wake up, your mouth will be good.
Wow.
The other time he came and told me I should not go to that hospital again. They are the ones who made me look the way I look. You can see he's wishing you well.
Yeah.
A small boy. But so what I'm trying to say is, if you're unkind to people, or if you speak behind somebody's back, have you seen so and so? You have a problem that you're battling with. I've come to realize that I think you really need to deal with that. Because all of us have a thorn.
Yeah.
And not all thorns are physical. They are very, very internal. So it's very, I think we really need to ask God to cleanse our heart.
Yeah.
To only have positive vibes. Yeah. Because, you know, I can be so unkind to you, the next thing you go and take a rope. And you are done.
That's true.
Yeah. Because depression is very real, and not everybody is strong. Yeah. And I thank God I never got to that end. Yeah.
Wow, that's really good, because you've mentioned something so profound that it could be something within them, because
Yeah.
there's this quote that says hurt people.
Yes.
So sometimes it's something internal and they actually have to deal with them as
Yeah.
opposed to someone even just calling them out and telling them you shouldn't do this. It's actually even extending kindness even to them. And what about the people who now have had to face such unkind people? How can they respond in those moments?
I'll just tell them what I did. When you're hurt, of course, you carry the hurt. I decided to release.
Yeah.
That was the only way. And the minute I released completely, I felt a newness in me,
Yeah.
a complete newness in me. And that is the only time I was able to wake up and be able to do something for myself.
Yeah.
As much as I have my family doing things for me, because I always say, even if I stayed at home, I'll still eat,
Yeah.
dress, and everything my husband will provide. But it is also very good for you to go out. I only went out when I was able to feel healed. Yeah. So when people hurt, I think you have to release, because there are things you can't change on people. My dad used to say that you can't teach an old dog new tricks unless the dog decides to learn a new trick by itself. So I think what you can't change, leave it. Yeah. But release all the heartache, and you'll be able to move forward very easily. Because I've also come to realize that people who want to bring you down, they'll come and tell you, oh, Mercy, you are very smart, but your mouth, Yeah, so that person wants to bring you down.
Yeah.
Just because maybe you're in a level they can't get.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. And that's powerful as well, so that they don't end up being hurt and then hurt other people.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
return. And it's a vicious cycle at the end of it all.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really full of wisdom. And we're about to sum up, but maybe you can just even tell us what you have learned about God in this season. Since, when we were starting the show, your band says never alone, Deuteronomy 31:8. So tell us, what have you learned about God in this season, from when even this paralysis kicked in, and how have you, seen his goodness and mercy being with you all this time?
Wow. Number one, I have come to know that God is real.
Yeah.
He is so real. It's us who, let me say, it's I sometimes who doubt him. And I feel like I want to do things my own way. When I first had my first head surgery, because I have had quite a number, I remember I wrote a will. Not that because I have so much.
Yeah.
I wrote a will because the enemy whispered. Waking up, I'm not seeing. But when I woke up, it's like I was a bit helpless. So it's like you want to tap yourself, hey, Kwani, I'm still alive. And from that time, I knew that God was real. And I remember I didn't even have tears to cry, because the paralysis had come in, but you can cry inside.
Yeah.
So all those journeys that I have walked since 2009 March till where I am now, I have put all my cares under the feet of God.
Yeah.
And I have always said that what I can't handle, what I can't change, the Lord, why. And sometimes you can be in a condition, because I'm stronger than that other person with Palsy, just walk with that person. Because they are, especially these young girls. You can imagine a young girl with Palsy. Me, I'm a bit older. I maybe let me just continue having it for the sake of that other one. Because there is nothing as beautiful as walking with somebody.
Yeah.
and showing them that this is not the end of the world. So let me just say this, that God is real.
Yes.
He's always there with me. When the pain is too much, He gives me the strength to cope.
Yeah.
And I've just surrendered myself to God. Yes.
Wow, that's a beautiful place to be at. You know you're never alone, so
Yes.
that definitely gives us a lot of comfort. And maybe as we wind up, what would be that last thing you'd love to say? Maybe a parting shot before we close.
A parting shot. If you have palsy, whether you're a man, whether you're a girl, whether you're a woman, you know you still function like that person who looks whole. I cook. I go places. I sing. Let me just use the word that my niece told me that I'm banned from singing.
Oh no!
I make a beautiful melody to the Lord.
Yes.
And you know,
yeah,
I do everything that any other person is able to do. It's only that I have a facial disability that I have to cope with every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, everything else about people going through palsy, they are normal.
They are normal.
They only have a challenge. Yes. Yeah.
And they can get above it.
Oh yes. Me, I chose to get above it.
Yes.
You tell me you go for holiday.
Yeah.
Me, I'll pack my things and we go. I no longer need to use that mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so good. And I think a comment here coming in, I see Njeri Kimunga, Mercy's resilience is so beautiful just as she is. We have Eunice saying, I love your resilience, Mercy. Keep inspiring many with your story. And those are some of the comments that are coming in, even with regards to this conversation. So thank you for saying yes to God's call to share your story. I believe this was more like a divine assignment, and you've delivered it so beautifully. So thank you so much for just adding life even to this place and just encouraging somebody. And maybe how can people keep in touch with you if maybe they want to follow you? Social media handles, maybe you can share.
Okay, we have a small group, not very active.
Yes.
But I'm on Instagram at least. But it's Mercy Cutlery. Cutlery is my biashara.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah,
so people can support.
Yes. Yeah, Mercy Cutlery.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And if you would love to send her some beautiful comments, please do. Only positive energy allowed. Kindly. But thank you so much, Mercy, for coming through. And I pray that the Lord continues to bless you, even as you continue to be a blessing to so many other people. And please do say hi to your beautiful family. I don't know if they are watching. I know you have one daughter with you here. Beautiful daughter, definitely. Maybe you can say hi to anyone who you'd love to.
Yes, I would love to say hi to my husband. His name is Patrick. He's very, very camera shy. I don't think he can go to any studio. And my son.
Yes.
Kevin, popularly known as DJ KK.
Yes.
Yes, and my beautiful daughter Shiro.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a mother of two.
Okay.
And of course, my sisters and brothers and my lovely niece, she's called Wambu, tells me, Auntie, you are getting there. Right now, you are still banned from singing.
Yeah, but
you are getting there.
You know, we are one step at a time.
Yes. And of course, my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And my many friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even those who are tuned in, thank you for the support. Even for those who are your support system.
Yes.
I am thanking them as well.
Yeah, actually, I can give them a shout. There's Lynette.
Yes.
There's Anne.
Yeah.
There's I forget her name. Her name is Sister Tunyokabi Masharia. I forget her name. Yes. At least those three ladies.
Yes, amazing. And may God bless them as well for being your amazing support system.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, our viewers, for watching us. Thank you for being part of this amazing show. I do hope you've gotten to learn a thing or two. This video has been on YouTube, so you can definitely go ahead and share, and I know that it's going to inspire somebody who needs every piece of information that we've delivered today. If you have a chronic illness or a disability, well, I hope that this interview encouraged you today to rise up, to dust off, and know that the future is so bright and it's beautiful, and it's all in the mind. You have to take care of what is in here, in your heart. It doesn't matter how the physical looks like. As long as your heart is at peace, I believe that all is going to be well. And just have that assurance that you are never alone and that God is with you, and His grace is sufficient even in your weakness. So thank you for being part of this show, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow on The Christian Walk. My name is Beatrice Nudi. Do have yourselves a lovely day.